I've put this video together to show you step-by-step instructions on what it takes to harden a Linux web server. I hope you enjoyed this video, as I learned a lot by making it. During the initial load of your system, you'll want to turn on grub password. That will prevent people from getting into the grub configuration screen and booting your system into single user mode and easily hacking into your system. So turn on use grub password and set a password. And once that password is set, click encrypt grub password, and that will set the password for the grub loader. Once that's done, continue on your configuration, and when you get to the network, or excuse me, when you get to the disk partition portion, you'll want to make sure that you set up separate disk partitions for boot, home, var, temp, and user. This allows you to prevent hard link privilege escalation attempts and prevent other creative device additions and other unsavory behavior that hackers and potential system breaches will attempt to exploit. Keeping partitions separate is very important. Click Save and continue your installation. It's important to keep your system up to date with the latest security fixes and patches provided by Fedora or whatever version of Linux you happen to be running. This can be done by using the yum command. As root, type yum yum update, and this will go out and look at the update server on the Fedora website, and it will compare the packages on your machine versus all the new security fixes and patches that are available on the server. It will show you how many packages there are to upgrade and how many new ones there are to install and how large the update is. And from here, if you choose type Y, it will actually go pull all the updates down and update your system. This can take quite a while. Depending on the number of packages, it could take from a half an hour up to an hour to run. So I will pause the video and then resume when the updates are done. There they go. They're going fairly quick. It takes a while to download each one, and it takes even longer to install each one. So I'll pause the video and come right back. And now the update has finished. You can see on the screen here the last bit of packages that were installed, followed by a complete notice at the bottom letting you know that the update is actually complete. It took a little over 45 minutes to run all these updates onto the system, and I would suggest that from a security standpoint you run yum update on the system at least once every month, if not every 2 weeks, to get all the latest bug fixes and patches from Fedora's website. This will make sure your system is running better due to the latest fixes, and also any addressed security issues that may have happened with the system. This completes the section on yum. It's important to have the time of the server synchronized at all times. Computers have the tendency to have the time wander off by minutes and sometimes even hours. We can synchronize the time with Fedora's time server by installing the NTP or Network Time Protocol service. And to do this, we can do it with yum. Oops. And that will get NTP from Fedora's website and install the package on the system. Once the package is installed, we can start it on the system with the service command. Once it is actually started, we can set it up so that it will start after subsequent reboots with the check config command. Once that is set up, we can check to see that the service is actually running and what its activity level is. And it shows that this is active, and it's running under process ID 10072. And if you want to see the time servers that it is querying, we can look at the ntp.conf file that sits in /etc. And up here you can see the different servers that Fedora uses to keep the time synchronized. It has several different servers. In case one is busy or down, you always get another one. And that concludes the section on NTP. To install a web server on a Fedora core system, we first have to get the HTTPD daemon from Fedora's download site and install it and ensure that it's up and running. So to do that, we can get it with yum install. And it takes just a second to go grab it from the website. Once that's on the system, we can start the service. And of course, turn it on so that the service starts after subsequent reboots. Verify that the service is actually up and running with the service command. And it shows that it is actually up and running on this process ID. Here's all the other processes that are associated with it, and that's normal. Then you can test it out by opening a browser. And I already have one going here. Type in the system name, and you should be able to see the Fedora startup page. Once that is going, you see the Fedora's test page, and if you get this far, that means you have actually got to the Apache server and it is up and running. Once you're that far, you can go ahead and configure your web server and start sharing out files.